We did have that earlier collision in town Hamilton. That was on Lawrence Road. Right around Province, we had a couple of vehicles in collision. What we understand now that the vehicles have been cleared, the road is opening up. Simone Gavros is on the scene now. She's been there for a while this morning. Simone, what's the latest?
Well, Brian, this happened around 6:15 this morning on Lawrence Road, and it was a crash that involved two vehicles. This scene is the aftermath of the crash that happened here this morning. Now, there were the two vehicles involved. We spoke with one man, Chad Upson, who was in one vehicle, and he describes this as a hit and run. The other vehicle landed here in this fence and has completely destroyed it here. Now, we did speak to Chad earlier. He says that he's thankfully okay. He has no injuries. He is a bit shaken up, but he explains a little bit about those moments before the crash.
I was just coming back from work. I work an overnight at a group home. I was just driving down Lawrence Street. It was just minutes away from home, and seen a bright light flash in my face, and this car just reared into me head on my driver's side. Swerved, got out of the scene, looked back at the other car, and it was in a fence. The owner came out and said that the gentleman had fled the scene. Just kind of still in shock about it, obviously, and like I said, it's my birthday. Just kind of a weird way to start my 31st birthday, so very strange, you know.
Now, Chad says he was going westbound on Lawrence Road and the vehicle was traveling in the other direction. Now, there were two vehicles on scene involved in the crash, both SUV models. Both cars have since been towed away this morning. Now, it looks as though that the most damage was to the driver's side of Chad's car and the front of the other car, which eventually smashed into a nearby fence. Now, earlier we did speak to the owner of the house, Sean Sinclair, who was describing that this isn't the first time this has happened here at his house. He has also had a number of other cars that have crashed into his fence.
About 10 after 6, I was getting ready to take the garbage out and get ready for work, and there was two crashes outside the house, and I came outside and there was the vehicle had taken out my fence and my tree, and two people were exiting the vehicle quickly, and they took off down Lawrence Road. This is the second time that someone has crashed through our fence. The first time was in the winter. Just speed was a factor, and this time it was a result of the collision in the middle of the road, just back at Park Row there.
Now, we know here that Lawrence Road is a very long stretch here that, you know, connects this area here in Hamilton. And so you were talking earlier, but what are some of the main concerns that you have here about drivers on this stretch? So,
yeah, pretty much since the Red Hill opened up and there was an exit onto King Street, Lawrence Road has turned into kind of a bypass for all the people who don't want to use the King Street because of all the lights, and you know, it's much faster along here. It's 50 along here, but well, you can see no one's even close to 50. So, but yeah, this is the second time in a year someone's crashed into the property. Someone crashed out front as well. They took the turn onto the road faster than they could handle and crashed into that pole. So, yeah.
Police haven't confirmed what factors led to the crash here this morning on Lawrence Road. Chad does say that this could have ended in a completely different way, so he's thankful that he is okay. We haven't heard from police just yet about what the next steps are going to be in this investigation, but for the time being, the road is open.